Next up, we've got Gary Franks, who asks, saw a photo of you recently with the Honky Tonk Man. Were you friends with Honky? What did you think of him as a guy and as a worker?
I know. Well, I guess I've known Honky as long as I've been working for the WWE,
Hmm.
and I think, hey, I love the gimmick, and he fit the gimmick. And if he was good on the mic, and he was good in the ring. I'm not like a super. I love the guy, I hate the guy. Either way, because we it's like if like I do these Comic Cons. If I went to a Comic Con and he was there, obviously I'd go over and shake his hands and, hey, how you doing? Small talk. But was there a relationship bigger than that? It's never been, with he and I anyway. But yeah, I guess I have no problem with him. So what would be the problem with him?
Well, as a matter of fact, Honky Tonk Man himself has done a couple shoot interviews where he talked about you and said that he felt like maybe you had heat with him. He didn't have heat with you. He thought maybe you had heat with him because, according to him, the original plan was for you to win the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 4. However, he refused to drop the belt, the Intercontinental belt, to Randy Savage. So that made the office shift around the creative and say, okay, we'll put the world title on Savage instead, and then do something else with Honky and the Intercontinental title. So Honky has gone on record numerous times. I've seen the interviews where he says, "I don't know if Ted hates me or not for that, but I think I cost him the world title."
Well, no, he didn't cost me the world title, because he had nothing to say about it. I mean,
Hmm.
ultimately, if you're going to work for them, then you're going to do what you're told.
Yeah.
And they were trying to appease everybody, and just so. And I've never had this conversation with Honky, but Pat Patterson came to me and he said, "Well, here's the situation." And I could see Honky's side of it. I could see Randy's side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And by the same token, he said, "Here's the thing, Ted, and you know this as a heel, and if you were the champion, you're not going to be the champion very long because, again, Vince was trying to sell merchandise and attract a young audience. So your bad guys ultimately they're going to get beat,
Yep.
you know. And so, and he says, but here's the idea, so we can make everybody happy. You thumb your nose at the world title and go out and create your own championship belt, ultimately the $1 million belt." And I'm going to tell you right now, Marcus, that put more heat on me than if I'd have had the title. What an arrogant SOB. You know what? Go out and create his own title. And of course, then, all you had to do when I came to the ring with that title on is beat me, and it's yours.
Yep.
And nobody did, and not until it was right.
I kind of, for my money, the way that everything played out was perfect. Not only did you get the $1 million title, but then also you kind of, as a heel, have a claim to the world title because Andre won it and gave it to you. There's that picture that you've actually got behind you there of you with that title around your waist. So, like, as a heel, you kind of have a claim to the world title, and you can be an asshole and say, like, I never lost that belt. Nobody ever beat me for it, So the whole thing is just kind of perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, and to your point, it's a babyface territory. So, Wayne can say, well, I cost Ted all this money by costing him the championship. You wouldn't have been the champion for very long. No heels were back in those days.
No, no. And I had, and again, I had that conversation with, with, like I said, with Pat, who was working side by side with Vince, and if you're a heel, you wouldn't, if I'd have had the belt, it wouldn't have been long at all. I mean, okay, so, and obviously, here's the other thing, when Randy Savage and I wrestled at WrestleMania 4, we were both heels.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came out of that match, the winner, He was a baby face.
It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
By the way, Ted, I think to this day, Wayne, Honky Tonk Man, thinks you might still have heat with him. So next time you see him, you gotta give him the old brother handshake and be like, "Hey, man,
Oh, yeah, man. I've seen him at several places, just, yeah, I got no heat with him. No.